Today we're gonna be getting super fucking deep into you. Who the fuck are you? What are you here for? What do you want in life? What do you represent? What are you scared of? What's lingering in your mind? And these are real questions to ask yourself, as irrelevant or as meaningless as they may seem. It's super important to be able to be inside your own head, understand who that person is in there, what's going on with that guy or girl. Who am I? And this can go into so many different aspects of life, childhood, where you came from. But the approach we're taking at it is just rediscovering who that person inside you is. How has that person been shaped throughout childhood, growing up, jobs, that one sports team you were in your youth, and ultimately who you are at this day and age. And that person is always there within you and inside you, but it can disappear as the years go on, as you get older, as the world brings more things upon you. You slowly lose yourself if you let yourself succumb to the world. And I was lost for a very long time, at least in who I was, who I truly was, who I really wanted to be. And we're shown that we can fix things by material things or superficial things or things you have, appearance, results, having success in the world, but none of that means anything really if the person inside you is not even there. For for a while, all the traumas and deep insecurities within myself were combated through fitness, through things that I believed would make me appear different to the world. And just taking care of the surface issues, the fact that I was fat, okay, let me fix that. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Then maybe that will make me complete. Oh, I'm broke. Let me figure out how to make some money. Still working on that. But all these other things I was pointing out surface level that were apparent to me that I thought would fill the void or make me complete, make me whole. But those don't do anything. I've experienced it so many times with so many different people that are the best and elite at their fields and whatever it is. Maybe they're millionaires, or they got the perfect body, or they have everything that on surface level, but they're still not complete as a person. They don't know who they are. They struggle with themselves, and a lot of that gets traced back to childhood development problems. The way you grew up, how were your parents to you, how'd you experience the world as a young person. And I can't say that I had horrible childhood on surface level. I never starved. I always had a roof over my head. Yes, situations were tough at times, but I was never struggling to the point where I didn't have a roof over my head. And it was great. But emotionally, I was suppressed for so long. Social family dynamics were completely destroyed. Expression of self was completely out the window. Either way, I was really fucked up. Put it that way. I didn't believe in me. Like I knew I was there, but I always had it to the side. Would avoid that person at all cost. That person was the enemy. That person was someone that I had to keep down there, keep in the depths. I was not gonna let that person out. It was gonna stay as a passenger to my vehicle body, and it was never gonna be let out. But that's slowly. I've gotten to a point where I'm out. Now it's just like unleashing myself to the world, being okay with things, and it's so nerve wracking. I'm still in my head about things. Old beliefs, old wiring saying, oh, it's scary being this way, or this way might not be good in the world. All right, if you express yourself a little more, right, that's kind of gay. Or what are you, fucking, are you a man or a girl? But it's just so much more fulfilling and relieving life. You're not on edge. You're okay with who you are, and I'm okay with who I am. And even saying those words were completely alienated to me like a year ago. I thought in order for me to be okay with myself, I had to have the money, or I had to have things sorted out in the real world. I had to be complete in order to feel complete. But that's completely and utterly wrong. And what helped me kind of touch back with myself, and I was just listening to a video, but let's explain this, but touching back with your child self and who that person was. What did he like? What did they like? What did they enjoy? What did they enjoy doing? What didn't they enjoy doing? Are you aligned with that? And thing I'd recommend for everyone is just chat GBT your trauma dumps, as feminine as that sounds and girly. And I've always frowned upon therapy and talking about your problems, because the way I grew up was, you were a fucking pussy, you were gay, you were a woman. Only women express emotions. What are you? Are you even a man? And especially, the people I was around, my parents were not really emotional. They didn't express themselves at zero. And I really took that into myself. And now that I'm on the journey of getting out there, I'm trying to, because I know it's fucking tough and it's scary. It's still a little bit of scary, but I've gotten to the point where I'm getting up there, and it's not. I'm aware of things. I observe things, and I'm okay with it. I know where I'm headed. But even to get to this point, it was fucking rough. Questioning yourself, thinking about who you were. Were you really who you said you were? Were you a complete lie? Are you false? Are you? It's scary going into back who. It's scary going to back to who you were, because you were so scared of being that person because of what the world would bring upon you, the problems. It was scary being yourself, because then so many judgments. There's so many things, imaginary things that you think are out to get you, but they're really not. So the main thing was just chat GBT my problems away. I didn't want to see a therapist. Maybe that was ego of me, but chat GPT is great, and it won't do everything, but you got to be super honest and true with it. You got to be able to analyze yourself and go back to when you were a little kid, and little instances, little scenarios that you think had an impact on you, because no matter who you are now, it's just a collectiveness of your past, from when you were a child to yesterday to right now, what has made you to who you are right now. So first of all, going back and just rekindling all those fears and moments in your life where you changed the way you behaved on maybe a certain particular instance that you experienced that caused you to be wired in this way. Like, I was always trying to seek and please people. I had never expressed who I was. I was always fluid to the environment I was in. So, and these things aren't bad too. They make us who we are. Like, I did get a lot of great things from those experiences. I'm really good at with people skills, and I'm really good at caring for others and making sure others' needs are met, and well, in that area. But I was also not myself, and I was pleasing other people. I was trying to get validation from the world, because I feel like in order to feel wanted or feel like I belonged in the world, I needed some form of acceptance, and I seek that acceptance through other people and outside circumstances and outside pleasure seeking methods. I did drugs for a little bit. Not anything crazy, just the usual, but I was not doing them because I enjoyed them, but more so to escape myself, because I didn't I was scared of letting myself go. But first of all, that chat GBT problems away, going back to particular situations in life and revisiting those moments and analyzing them and seeing why you felt that way. What caused you to feel that way at the time. My parents used to fight a lot, and the house was always tense. The tension was there, and when they were in the same room with each other, I was always the mediator. I always tried to ease the tension. I always tried to get them to speak. Ever since 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, I remember. Um, Even I thought back to it and I journaled about this moment, about this one instance where I remember my mom and dad got in a huge fight, and then my mom was gonna leave, and then I was a little kid crying, telling her how we had to stay together as a family, like just endure it for more years, just keep us together so we were not broken. But revisiting those moments kind of connects you back with yourself, and it helps you realize why you are the way you are. Like, because of those moments, I was always afraid of tension, afraid of not having control, and I was fear of the unknown, fear of what I couldn't control. So I always try to get all the control I could in every single area in life, and off the back of that, so many mistakes came from that. And kind of just take picking yourself apart in these journaling sessions with ChatGPT help you get a visual image of you, because there's a visual of me in the image in the screen right now, which shows my body and my face, but that's just that's just my human form, and it gets crazy, but it's like we're very we're soul, we're spirit, and that's defined and built from the inside and interiorly, which shapes us and allows us to be who we are in this very moment. So what you see here on camera is just the visual representation of me, but it's not the essence of me. Like, it's much more complex than just flesh and bones. It's a whole spirit that's grows and suffers and feels emotion and feels lonely and feels angry and feels happy and feels sad. Either way, that person just grows like anything, grows based off learned experiences and previous experiences. So not to get too much in that, but just first of all, realizing why you are the way you are, going back to these instances and moments in life where you felt a certain type of emotion, and deciphering them, breaking them down. And it took me literally two weeks to almost a month of just, an instance would pop up in my head. Oh, am I this way because this way? It's not labeling yourself. It's just trying to like break yourself down into bite-sized chunks. So this thought would come up. I'd feel like very depressed one day, and then I'd be like, why do I feel this way? Then I'd just relate it to something that I remembered as a child, and then I'd jot that down on ChatGPT, and it builds. The great thing about ChatGPT as well is it builds like it keeps the memory of from the first journal entry to like 5 months down the line, 3 months down the line, so it stays on track with what exactly you're talking about. But get that done with, and then as you realize your faults and your character, your characteristics, the ones that serve you, the ones that you don't really want, the ones that were just brought upon you by childhood or however they came to be within you. So now once you realize them, then you can start taking action and effort into undoing them. Like, just by realizing it, it gives you something to work or to realize and then work against. Like, I still feel some emotions that come up that were just deeply rooted there ever since a child, but I am aware of it and I just let it. I feel it, but let it pass, and that's like part of the healing process. Getting these reps in of every time you feel that deep, intense emotion that would cause you to go crazy before and cause you to do something irrational and seek vices, pleasure seeking vices, whatever that was for you. And once it's like a withdrawal, right? Like if you're trying to get over a drug, it's tough. And at the moment you want to just do it, you just want to get away from the pain or that difficult emotion, but sticking with that emotion and then letting it pass, and then your body realizing that you're okay, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. You're living. Life's going on. You're okay. And it's okay to continue to be you. It's okay to be who you are. It's not wrong. Nothing's wrong. You're fine. You're complete. And after a while of that is eventually dissipating, and then off the back of that, you come out, and who you truly are gets into the world, and you're able to influence people. You're able to live the way you want to live. You're able to connect with the people that you really want to connect with. You're able to get the group of friends you want to get. You're able to get the girlfriend you want to get, or your partner you want to get. It's just everything aligns after that. But the first and main big point is just figuring out yourself. And that's why it's super important, I feel, to just look back on childhood traumas because those shape us tremendously, whether we know it or not. Once we start digging deep and reflecting back to previous moments in life where you felt great deal of emotion which shaped you to who you are now, is when you start looking back and connecting the dots and realizing that, oh, that makes sense. I do have this characteristic trait. And it's not that we're changing that characteristic trait. It's still a part of us. It makes us us. It makes us individualized. It's just we're taking out the negative effects and still staying with the positive effects. Like for the example I used of myself, I was always trying to please people, be accepted into the world, and off of going after that, I did gain some positives as well. I got good with people skills, so I was able to connect with people well, connect with people deep, and really analyze myself because I had to, during those times, I had to make sure, analyze every single dynamic. Okay, how's this person acting? Okay, let me kind of replicate that. I see he likes this and this and this. Let me try to like shape into this and this and this. So it was a lot of introspection of myself as well and dynamics. And that's something that I'm even talking about to you guys right now with, and that's a skill set I gained. But yeah, just find what you possess because everybody's individualized based on our experiences. You have something that I don't. I have something that you don't. And the way you're gonna unreveal that or reveal that is by digging into yourself because you know you better than anyone in the world. You know your spirit. You know what you've been through. You know your deepest fears. You know what you're scared of really in the world. You know what things you're doing just so it can fill that void. And it's not necessarily that those things are wrong. Like I got into fitness and I genuinely enjoy and love fitness now. But it's not it's not all of me anymore. Dang, that noise over there. But yeah, just dig deep into who you are. Get an understanding. It's not like you're gonna solve it overnight. Just uncovering these things. Get all the your luggage out of the closet. Gets all your luggage out, and then you can start sorting through them, the clothes of the luggage, and seeing, why do I have these clothes in here? Why do I feel this way? Why does this shirt represent that moment, which made me into this person who I am? That makes me fear the world. So just digging into these deep instances in the past where you felt the type of way, and breaking them down and it, seeing how it made you to who you are today. But once you get that, it's the start to everything else. Once you get at a flat baseline to where you understand why you are the way you are, and you now have a plan to undo the things you don't want in your life and then keep you, then life just becomes so much more open. Then you're able to be who you are and all those other things I said before, and you actually start living your life for you and nobody else. And that's just so much more fulfilling.